Guys, the embargo today is 10:30 for Saturday evening, please, for Sundays. Any questions in Spanish we'll take just before that embargo. Have we got the mics? Yeah.
Hello, Pep. Hello. Having cracked open the watermelon, as you put it the other night, what are you hoping for in terms of development now from Gabriel Jesus for the rest of the season?
Good morning. He's 19 years old, so it's a long time. But he settled quick. He speaks enough English words to understand us. So he takes lessons every single day. So that means a lot for us, for me. I wanna settle in the right way as quick as possible. And in the 3 games he played, he showed a lot of things in terms of desire when we don't have the ball, how help us in our high pressing, his intensity, and after with the ball, his movements always in the box, and even when he comes in the middle to play, he has the ability to share the ball with his teammates. So we are happy because it's just 90 years old. But it's a lot to improve.
And you've often talked about wanting Sergio Aguero to give more sometimes in games. With Gabriel arriving, is that the right sort of pressure for Aguero now to have a young player like that who will be pushing him?
I think I understand the debate, but there's no doubt about the quality of the Sergio. There's no doubt about how happy I am about what he did, except the 7 games he was banned. How happy, or 4 or 5 games he was banned. So how happy I am with him. So, but the big clubs in Europe always have a lot of strikers. So this club in one period it was Balotelli, it was Tevez, it was Sergio, it was Dzeko all together. So in the big clubs, and you see Real Madrid, Barcelona, Juventus, and they had Madrid. Morata doesn't play. So in the big clubs needs a lot of strikers because we will need. And of course, Sergio remains one of maybe the most, or one of the most important players in our squad. So our goals without him will not be possible. So he played all the games except once in Barcelona for a tactical decision. Another one here, we came back from Argentina against Everton, but the other games when he was not banned, he always played and played good. But now we knew that from the beginning. We have a new player, and like with Kelechi, like strikers, and we have 7 strikers, the people who play in front like wingers. But at the end, this guy arrived and played good, and that's why he was playing. But they play together, they play individually, they play. Gabriel can play the left, so now I have many options to in front.
Hello, Pep. Swansea City this weekend, the 3rd time that you will have faced them this season now. But under Paul Clement, how different maybe do you expect this encounter?
I am really impressed. I saw the game against Liverpool. I started yesterday. I started this morning to see the game against Southampton. And I try to look for the way we can attack them, and wow, I don't find it. So it's so complicated. Immediately, when I see their games, I see his hands in his teams. They are so well organized, but really well organized. There's no space between the lines, no space in the middle. When you go, you attack outside, they defend really well the box, and of course they have talent. The long balls, when linked to the striker with Llorente, win all the balls, and they have a quality players for the counter-attack. Will be a real tough game. I think one of the toughest games we expect until the end of the season will be on Sunday, because now they are in good moments. So that's for games 1-3, and especially for the way they play. So they won in Living Anfield and against Southampton. So not against normal teams, the big teams, and will be tough, real tough. Hopefully we can be 2 games in a row winning and stay there.
Hi, Pep. Managers have been in the news recently because of issues with the officials. How difficult is it to manage that relationship with the officials in terms of your passion for the game, getting your message across, but not sort of crossing the line and getting on the wrong side of the officials.
But when we win, we have a good relation with the officials. We don't win, we don't have problems. So the managers like this. So when we win, always we have right. When we don't win, always the right is for the. They are not right. So both positions are difficult for the managers, for the referees.
One other very quick one. In terms of the consistency of your side, obviously you played very well in midweek. What about in terms of the consistency? How frustrating is it that you haven't been able to deliver that performance week in, week
Yeah,
out?
that is the important target for the next round. So the last, I think, 3 games we were there, especially in Premier League. Against Tottenham, we make a huge performance. It doesn't matter. No, it doesn't matter. No, because at the end we have been analyzed about the result, the 2-2, but we played good, really good. Again, for me, one of the best teams in the Premier League, the way they play, attractive, offensive, and a lot of movements, young players, English players. So I am delighted when I see Tottenham playing. So we make a good performance, and in London against West Ham we did it again, but it's not enough. So we don't take this consistency to win a row. Many games we will not be able to be at the end to qualify for the Champions League, and if whether Chelsea drop some points to be there.
Pep, there's been a lot of focus on Gabriel Jesus, but and that has masked a little bit a very good team performance. So, what are you seeing in the team that is improving, both in training and in the games?
So I don't know, but I think, for example, the last game it was we arrived twice and we scored 2 goals. That was, I think, the big difference in terms of another games. So when you saw Tottenham, they shoot 2 times in our target, and we create many chances. I remember against Chelsea, for example. So I am talking about against big teams, to be clear. But I think in all the games we played, except I think Tottenham away, the other teams will create more chances than the other ones, and we concede less than the other ones. So when you create a game, you think a game is always the idea that for that idea. So create more and concede few. I don't know, because it's the second time when we won in Crystal Palace in the cup, and last 2 games we won. So we have to see more games about our consistency. But I think in our boxes we are a little bit stronger than they were in the past. We will be more consistent team. That is my target, my opinion. No.
Hi Pep. Are you now planning to give Willy Caballero a run in the team, or might Claudio come back in?
Still, I didn't decide. So I'm happy, because in the big clubs always they have the good goalkeepers, and I have it, and I'm going to decide. Depends of what I see. Happening in goalkeepers, like all the players. So I'm not a guy who all the time played the same 11 during 2 months. I think you realize on that.
Hi Pep. Was there a particular reason why you left out Claudio Bravo?
I felt that.
I'm sorry?
I felt that.
Time to give him a rest?
No, I felt that Willy should play.
Okay, and just on Gabriel Jesus and Sergio Aguero, how could they play together in the same team? How would you imagine that, please?
In Brazil, Gabriel plays in the left side. He likes to play the left, to move the movements in diagonal, like Leroy is doing in the last games. Both can play together, because Gabriel is not just runs in behind. He's good in the box. He's a fighter. His backwards is really good, and that's why he can help us a lot. I love the players who make backwards and help to the team and show me that desire to keep the ball again, to attack again. I love that.
So you said backwards?
When you lose the...
Sorry, backwards, right.
It's backwards or backwards? Backwards.
It's backwards.
It's backwards.
Just going back to Claudio, obviously a big decision midweek to leave him out. How did he take the decision? How has he been since?
He understood. He's a huge professional. He's not a young guy. He had a lot of experience. So I explained my feelings, and he understood.
Was there a worry on your part that it might knock his confidence slightly, given that you've been so...
He's strong enough. One of the biggest qualities of Claudio is he is a strong personality. If not, he could not play with Chile captain and winning the Copa America. It's like here European Cup with the national team, playing teams like Barcelona, where the pressure is higher, thousand times higher than here, and play there without a problem, and playing in front with this quality is in that terms is not worry about that.
James.
Hi Pep. Yaya has played a lot of games since he's come back into the team. At his age, are you confident that he can continue playing so frequently from now until the end of the season?
I speak with Yaya and this person. I don't speak about him.
In terms of fitness-wise, though, for some
Yes. I speak about the quality. Yaya is no doubt about that. From the beginning I arrived here, I said many times. So I'm delighted about his performance. Yaya has a quality that's difficult to find today. He loves football. He loves to play. He's like an amateur. Like, come here for enjoy. Always want to train, always want the ball, always want to play. And I love that. I like to play in guys like him. But at the end, with what's happening, it becomes a profession. You know, in our profession, you have to do that. But he's like an amateur in that terms, and he's really fit. The weight is perfect, and of course, what the situation Fernandinho was a lot of players banned, so it was so important in the last period for his personality, to help us in our build-up and so on.
And you've significantly changed the attack now with Sterling, Sane and Jesus. Is the next step to do similarly to your defence?
Yeah, well, the last two games we make a clean sheet, but is that true? Like, I think it's easier to solve the problems back in our box than the box of the opponent. But the most difficult thing in football is to score a goal. So that's why the guys who score a goals is the most valuable players, you know, in terms of salaries, for example, of the reputation about the media. But I think it's easier to concede few, and that is so important for our stable game. Of course, the last two games, but it was just two games. They played three guys in front, but it's long. This is now in the next corner arrived the Champions League. The cup is yesterday. I saw the game against Horsfield, and I realized how tough will be there. So everybody has to be involved to every 3 days to try to compete in all the competitions.
Can we do some questions in Spanish? Yeah.
Buenas tardes, Pep. José Álvarez para Jugones de la Sexta. Ha sido Ronaldinho nombrado recientemente embajador del Barcelona y hoy publica Mundo Deportivo una entrevista en la que remarca la buena relación que tiene con usted y que de hecho cuando llegó le pidió que se quedara en el equipo. ¿Es eso cierto?
Ronaldinho fue un jugador espectacular y cuando me reuní con él por primera vez sí hablamos que se quería seguir y quería estar y él le había decidido con tiempo que se quería ir.
Sí, él habla que por razones personales o que ya había acabado el ciclo en el club.
Pues si lo ha dicho, pues ¿por qué no creerle?
Perfecto.
Ronaldinho Gaucho has revealed in an interview that you had a good relationship between you and him, and when you became FC Barcelona manager, you wanted him to stay in the club. Is that so? Ronaldinho was an amazing player. The first time I met with him when I became FC Barcelona manager, we talked and we discussed if he wanted to stay, but he had already decided to leave at that time because he thought the time at Barcelona was over for him.
Buenas tardes, Pep. Yo sé que se lo han preguntado muchas veces en inglés. Después de la decisión difícil que tuvo que tomar de poner a Willy, quería preguntarle sobre la importancia, ¿no?, de la continuidad, tanto para Willy como para Claudio, para que jueguen en la portería, y cómo le sentó esto a Claudio, si pudo conversar con él.
Sí, hablé con él antes. Sí, al final el portero es una posición de se rota menos que los otros, pero sentía esto y ya está. La confianza con Claudio, tanto con Claudio, con Willy, con Angus, en este caso el tercer portero, sigue intacta. Y creo que era el momento, por muchas razones, de ser así. Como ganamos, sale bien. Si hubiéramos perdido me hubiera equivocado otra vez, pero esto no es evidentemente definitivo y el que vea mejor, el que se lo gane mejor, el que intuya que es mejor, va a jugar.
Por último, para el domingo, ¿tiene pensado quién juega?
No.
So, the decision you took on Wednesday to leave Claudio on the bench, how important is for a goalkeeper the continuity, and are you planning to keep playing with Willie, for example? And Bravo understood the decision. Well, I told to him before, and he understood. I thought for the goalkeeper, I felt that Willie have play. Of course, confidence is important, but I still have the same confidence as I had in Willie and Claudio. And I thought it was the time for me to play with Willie. And it's not over. I'll choose depending on how I see them.
Pep, is everyone fit for tomorrow?
Yesterday, yes. It was everybody fit, yeah. Yeah, but we train tomorrow afternoon, so we're going to.
Okay, guys, embargo, please, for 10:30 on Saturday evening.